one preseason game in, but also having thought about it for a couple months now, what are your thoughts of the Christian Wood trade and his fit, and I guess your expectations for him this season?
So let's go back to when the trade happened. It happened during the draft. Now, apparently, with the way the NBA works, the Brunson deal was all but done at this point. We didn't know that. At the time, I thought it was a great gamble because you're bringing in a guy who's in a contract year who hasn't really worked out anywhere, but there's just so much talent. Fast forward to now, the Mavericks need him to be good. And through a, public practice on NBA TV, a public scrimmage that the Mavs have called Fan Jam, and through one preseason game, Jason Kidd is going to hate him defensively. He cannot play defense at this point in time. I don't know if it's an effort thing. Part of me feels like it might be, but
I think it's a big, if you watch him on like some plays where he actually does things, I really think it's a huge effort thing, which is probably infuriating, especially when a guy's in a contract year.
And it's going to be infuriating for him because I just don't know if Kidd will play him that much. Last night, for example, JaVale McGee, who the Mavericks also signed for some damn reason, is supposed to be the starter, and he's out with an ankle injury, and they still put in Dwight Powell over Christian Wood. That says a lot to me. Even though it is preseason, it's slight overreaction. Effort and stuff, I think, will matter a great deal for Kidd, and Wood's either going to figure that out or he won't. What Dallas gave up for him, is like a 27th pick, something like that, paired with a couple of back-end roster guys. Gamble's good. I just worry because they're going to need his scoring. He's a really good rebounder. But if you can't fit into like Luka and Christian Wood defensively is just it's a turnstile. Like you just can't do it. And Kidd builds his teams on defense, and I'm just really curious as to how they're going to make this work. He's either going to get it or he's not.
Given that you're worried about how he plays with Luka, and then also the fact that you are going to start Spencer Dinwiddie alongside Luka Doncic, then does that sort of explain why he's coming off the bench? And I know there was the jokes where he said that, oh, I didn't know I was coming off the bench. When you watch the video, he very much seemed like he was being sarcastic when he said that. So I don't know that, but didn't he say something about whether he's starting might factor into contract negotiations? I can't bring myself to care because it's Christian Wood.
Right.
But does it make sense to bring him off the bench when looking at the makeup of this team?
I do for now, though I don't know how long it'll last. JaVale McGee has spoken about how important starting was for him, which, again, why are we caring what JaVale McGee wants in the year 2022? Just beyond me.
Pacers cared what Jalen Smith wanted in the year 2000.
Well, and I understand that like the other team competing for McGee was actually the Bucks. So it's like, oh, we could go play for, a really very good team or a pretty good team. And the Mavericks offered him 3 years. That is what it is. But it's with Wood, I think if he's able to show value that he and Luka, for example, are just so lethal, then I think he'll eventually make his way into the starting five. He's essentially a 6'11" wing. He's not a big man. He's got really nice handles. You watch highlights of this guy, he looks like one of the best basketball players to ever live. Like his highlight tapes are incredible because of his skill level, but he's just not been able to put it together for a variety of reasons. And a lot of them, up until Houston, I would say were absolutely like his fault. Like he signed with Houston expecting to play with John Wall, and then everything just went sideways. So maybe we'll get to see. This is his last big chance to make money. He'll probably be in the league for another 7-8 years because of the talent level, but he'll be signing $2-3 million deals. If he wants another 8-figure contract, this is the year to earn it.
And also coming off the bench puts him in a situation where he should have like pretty heavy agency over the offense, and the Mavs pathway to like, let's say winning the non-Doncic minutes. And even if Spencer Dinwiddie's out there, it's Tim Hardaway Jr. is healthy and hitting threes and maybe knocking down some of those pull-ups he likes to take. And then Christian Wood is just really fucking good. Like that is their pathway to staying afloat in the non-Doncic minutes, it feels like.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's not a bad offensive plan. It's just defensive plan. The Christian Wood, Tim Hardaway defense is not going to be staunch.